If you are ready for the 3 phases to get yourself to the highest level of fitness and nutrition that you ever thought possible, get a notepad and get ready because we're about to blast off. Put on your seatbelts and thinking caps because this is going to change your game forever. The 3 phases to get to the highest level of fitness and nutrition ever possible, spiritual fitness and nutrition, to make your thoughts become a reality of the highest level of fitness you could ever imagine. Remember, it's what you could imagine, not what I could imagine, not what someone else can imagine, but what you can believe you can achieve within your realm of health and fitness. Now, I know you may be thinking, oh, but I've been stuck so many times, I've tried everything. You haven't tried this or else you'd be fit. So the first phase is going to be the being. And so many people skip over this is the most important phase of fitness and nutrition that you could ever do. Matter of fact, it's more important than the doing and the having. But we'll get into that too, because that is a necessary process, but this is the most vital, scratch the word important, vital, it's essential. It is a must. That number one, we must get to our goal creation, okay? And I'm gonna call it a spiritual goal creation because the spirit is the unseen. So we must attach a spiritual realm to this goal creation, spiritual creation. Okay? Because we are creators, right? We are here to create constantly, and you're constantly creating. It's just you may not be creating what you think you really desire, even though your mind, your thoughts, your actions, your words are all consistently saying, I'm fat, I'm sick, this is too hard, it takes too long to get fit. I love to eat this food and health food is gross. That is part of the goal creation. And I know most people do not talk about goals like this. They say, just say a goal, SMART goal, which I love, SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Very important. Yet we neglect the extra S on the SMART. SMART sensory. Make it so that you could taste it, you could feel it, you could see it, you could smell it, you could hear it. All of your senses must be put into this goal of a SMART goal so you could have a vision that creates a vibration, a vibrant vision that creates a vibration so that you change the game completely. You have why power, not just willpower, but you know exactly why you're doing this. And you know exactly what's going to happen when you do it. And you could already feel that goal already accomplished. You could feel the excitement. You're like, yes, already done with it. And that is the true definition of a goal, a spiritual goal. It's a lot different than just saying, oh, I'm gonna get fit. No, it's in the right now. I am fitter and fitter every day in every way, more and more, second by second. Energy, high energy will get you to be able to burn those extra calories, to eat that extra food that is putting you in calorie deficit, to be able to be willing to do all of this. You must have that why power, that reason for the season of you getting in the best shape of your life. It's essential. And to really do that, this is all the B phase, right? 1, 2, and 3. We're going to take it in 3 steps for the first phase. So it's so important to have your, again, spiritual schedule creation, right? You create your own schedule, yet most of us are stuck in the blame and shame game thinking, oh, I didn't do this. Oh, that my work had me. I had to. I'm so tired. I don't have energy for this. Get out of the shame blame game. We got to remove a lot because there's a lot of parts of even step 1 that I haven't released to you, or action step number 1 that I haven't really released to you, that are changing your self-talk, changing the way you talk to others, changing your belief systems, changing your vision, changing your habits. There's so much to just step one that we could break down step one into 3 action steps for step one. Same thing with step 2, spiritual schedule creation. Now, there is so much to this, yet number one, a really simple way of putting it is, when are you going to dedicate time to being active? And what activities are you going to do? When are you going to dedicate time towards preparing your meals and what you're eating, even if you don't have like 21 different like Ziploc bags or Tupperwares getting ready, you have the bulk foods to be ready for 7 days or 3 days of eating. Because if you don't have the ammunition, you don't have the preparation, and you're probably going to fail. And it's not failing that creates a failure, because actually successful people fail more than unsuccessful people. Failures stop failing. They don't fail as much as successful people. They fail once and then they're like, oh, I'm done. You got to have persistence. And to have that persistence, you also need that influence. So what is your social network? Let's call it spiritual social service. Okay? Because I call it service because humans are here to serve other humans. So you're serving people and they're serving you. What type of influence is in your top 5, right? You got Sally, Harry, Megan, Susan, Jeffrey, and you're right in the center, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your top 5 people that you spend the most time with, you will be the average of. You will have the average of the top 5 people you spend the most time with, not just their bank accounts, that's trivial compared to your health, but your body fat percentage, your basal metabolic rate, your body mass index, your awareness of nutrition, your longing for or proclivity to be active. That's all based on your social network. I hope that this is getting to you, because this is just phase 1 right here. Let's keep it rolling, keep it moving. Ooh, this is so good. You best be taking notes, because this is information that causes the transformation, not just some information, right? This is the information that causes transformation if you allow it to transform your life. So take notes, make comments, and digest this information, because this is powerful. Now we're in the do phase. Now the do phase is what most people, again, we're going to get 3 steps for the do phase. Most people think that the do phase is that's it. All I need to do is figure out what to eat and how to move, right? So there are nutrition principles. And this will have you with all the joy. Why will you get joy from nutrition principles? Because you don't have to just follow tactics and strategies. Okay, you're going to eat every morning. You're going to have oatmeal with a grapefruit and 3 white egg whites. Why? Okay, why is that's the tactic. The strategy tells you why and when. So why? Because they're lower in fat, they're lower in calories, and you having in the morning is going to change your metabolism. Great. Most people understand that, but they don't understand the principles that govern the laws. The principles that govern the laws, which change the whole game. Make it so that you could create an essence to creating your way of eating, because you don't have to copy everyone else. Why in the world do so many people have such high levels of health and eat so differently? Because they understand the principles of nutrition. They understand the principles of nutrition, and they also understand the laws of fitness. spiritual. And when you really get on top of your game, you understand that this is always spiritual. This is always spirit. Because what is more real than God? When you close your eyes, you are available to see the true reality. When you open your eyes, you see the illusion that persists. Life is but an illusion that you are creating because you create all the details in your life. Ooh! Why is that so powerful? It kind of hurts because you're like, well, then I created this. I created myself to be fat. I created my house to be a mess. Yes. If you keep blaming other people or shaming yourself, then it's just going to be a pity party. Yet once you take responsibility and ownership and realize that you control your reality, because your thoughts create your emotions and your emotions create your feelings, and you do things because you feel like it. Your actions are done because you feel like it. So when you start to understand this and beyond understand it, apply it, then your whole life changes because you have the power to take control of your fitness and nutrition. But when you understand that there's laws or principles that govern the tactics and strategies of everything in life, then it's game over. Then you start to understand why you're doing this and how it works and ways to manipulate it and change it like clay. You could manipulate it and make your own portrait. And you could carve your body like a fine piece of clay. Blah, blah, blah. Woo! Feels so good that you're flexing in the mirror instead of crying and body shaming yourself and hating the way you look. Then you could start loving the way you look and feel and function. Because there are laws and principles that govern fitness and nutrition. And they are always spiritual. Because spirituality is the real reality. We've created everything around us by thinking about something, focusing on it, imagining it, appreciating it, and then being intentional with every action. Here's a good question to ask yourself. Is what I am doing, before even what I'm doing, right? Even though this is the do phase, remember the be phase. Is my belief about nutrition getting me closer to my goal? Is my belief about fitness getting me closer to my goal? What is your goal? When you start to have everything in your favor, meaning every time you have a thought, a feeling, right? A thought that creates an emotion that creates a feeling that creates an action that creates a habit. Whenever you have any one of those, they are always mainly the belief, because the belief is the root of everything. The belief is the cause. Everything else is the effect. Your action of fitness, your action of what you eat is an effect. The cause of that is your thought. And when you change your thoughts to have every belief to get you closer to your goal, it's only a matter of time before you shine that ultimate lighthouse that you are. Because we are constantly looking for the light. Where's the light? Where's the light? Turn that light on. You are the light. You are the lighthouse. So the third step within the second phase, or step number 6, is going to be another action, is increase your appreciation. Should I make that a little nicer? Do you appreciate that? All right. Is increase appreciation with enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is like possessed by God. You must have that godlike appreciation of, oh my Lord, thank you so much for the body that I'm able to walk, that I'm able to move, thank you for my brain, that I could use my mind to control my mouth and what I put into my mouth. It is beyond change when you start applying these aspects. And again, each one of these has 3 different action steps to it. Okay, it's not just Okay, thank you so much. I'm happy. There's a science and an art to increasing appreciation with enthusiasm. That's why many books have been written on appreciation alone, or HADO, healing and discovering ourselves, where we can actually change the molecular structure of water by thinking about it, by giving love and gratitude. Should we check out the image? We'll skip over that because I'm not too sure where my HADO book is. Yet the point is that when you focus your love and gratitude on water, which we are 68% water, you change the molecular structure of the water to make this beautiful, significant crystal that has perfect symmetry. And humans see beauty through symmetry. And this has been studied by Dr. Emoto. He actually would freeze water and say love and gratitude to the water, and it changed the structure of the water. It healed people. It would heal bodies of water to change the bacteria count to be safer for humans. And it changes the way we feel. And remember, when we change the way you feel, you change what you do. And when you change what you do, you change what you have. This is phase 3. So again, 7, 8, and 9. We got 3 steps in each phase. And in each step, we have 3 action steps because we must take action, because faith without works is dead. And works without faith is dead. We must apply what we learned, and we must apply what we learned with action and belief and expectation that this is going to happen, because your emotionally charged expectation for an environment, or your emotionally charged expectation for a certain event is going to change what happens, the situations and the circumstances within that event or environment, based on your emotionally charged expectation, right? I'm not saying if you expect it to rain, it's just going to rain. I'm saying that when you expect work, right, to be horrible and bad and hard, or a workout to be bad and horrible, and you're going to sweat and it's going to be painful, what do you think is going to happen during that workout? What if you expect for that sweat to be detoxifying your body, and for you to get all these gains and feel so euphoric and feel amazing, and you really emotionally charge that by like thinking about it so much you almost start sweating before you actually move? What do you think is going to happen? There's a science to this. There is a science to this. Okay? These are the actual steps that I teach my students that have amazing gains, that have lost 30 pounds within 2 to 3 months, which is a little higher of an expectation than normal. I expect the science of dropping 4 to 8 pounds per month for all of my students, because it's a science. And it's more than just dropping the weight. It's about having total confident body appreciation. Confident body appreciation, to love your body instead of hate your body. And that will change everything about the way you work, the way you love make, the way you serve your children, the way you serve your family, the way you serve yourself. It's not just about the weight, but the weight is weighing you down from doing the things that you'd like to do. We all know this. The weight is increasing your risk of every single disease, including mortality and morbidity and diabetes, which is almost worse than death, because you could lose your limbs and your eyes from this disease that's plaguing our nation, that 10% of the United States already are diagnosed with, and 25% and climbing. I think it's closer to 50% actually, but 25% are undiagnosed with diabetes. I know it's higher than that. I'm actually quoting a few years back. 1 out of every 3 children are supposed to get diabetes born after year 2000. It's plaguing our nation. And we call it diabetes because 90% of people who have type 2 diabetes are overweight or obese. Let's take some action. It's time for some action. So what is your future, right? And you know we gotta put fantastic future. What is your fantastic future focus? Okay? With exhilaration, with excitement, elated to think about your fantastic future? Or are you focusing frequently on something you don't want to make your frequency to be depreciating and taking away value of your life? Yet you could change that in an instant to have a fantastic future focus on something that you love, on an amazing outcome that you think would be so great that is worth changing for. That goal helps you to grow instead of just get. Goals are not there to get, goals are there to grow, to become a different person, to become the person who will do the thing that has the stuff, that has the highest level of fitness. So let's tap back into that why power and think about your fantastic future so you could have this outcome for a longer amount of time than just like 2 weeks. I dropped 80 pounds and then I gained it back. I've heard that so many times. That's so dangerous. We're not really thinking about your fantastic future focus when it comes to fitness. Focus, what you focus on frequently becomes your frequency. And when you focus frequently on fitness, your frequency becomes finessed with greatness because you're able to operate at such a higher level. Ooh, it's so exciting. Again, this is 3 different action steps within this one step. Okay? Now, number 8, we're going to get into right here, mental health meditations. Mental health? Ooh, yeah, because if you don't realize that there are certain principles, like the principle of the pendulum swing, right? That there's going to be good and bad days. There's going to be good and bad seasons even. So it's not always going to be, oh, I feel so great. I feel positive vibes only. That doesn't exist. Positive vibes wouldn't exist without negative vibrations. So you're going to go back and forth to this pendulum. And when you're in that negative, realize that there's a law of polarity. So your negative and your positive is all relative, meaning there is a good and a bad. And just like the temperature, hot and cold, one person's cold could be another person's hot. You have a relativity to all of your feelings because of the principle of polarity, which helps so much to realize with the pendulum principle that this too shall pass. Say it with me now. This too shall pass. So you can experience that greatness very soon. Not just so that like, oh, this goodness is going to pass. No. When you are in that stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck mood of being depressed, full of anxiety, thinking thoughts that produce emotions that have you feel like not moving or binge eating and eating your feelings or eating the void that's in your life, realize this too shall pass. This is the pendulum principle. It will go. And I also have the polarity principle that I'm making it out to be so much worse than it really is. It will get better. Number 9 is our longevity lifestyle. Longevity lifestyle. Legacy. Legacy with love and excitement and gratitude. We're leaving a legacy for our children. People talk about generational wealth. What about generational health? Woo! Can I get a witness? Can I get a amen? Can I get a yes, hallelujah? Because I would like to leave a legacy to my child and my child's child to know the principles of fitness, the principles of health, the principles of nutrition, the principles and laws that govern everything having to do with feeling good, being good, looking good, functioning great, feeling God. Because what else is there? What am I going to live in? Some money or the ability to make money? Great. Yet, what would we trade all of our money in for if we don't have health? Health, you got it. Because a person with health has 1,000,000 wishes, and a person lacking health has one wish, and that's just for the health. And when we're in a hospital bed, we know it, because even if our friends are in a hospital bed, we would pay everything. We do Kickstarters. Hey, this person's in a hospital bed. We get all the money. Please let us get all the money so we can help this person. Now, sure, money is pretty essential as we use it to regain our health for all the technology that can help us to get healthier. Yet, we don't need to get in that situation in the first place, because 95 to 99% of all illness is preventable. Like heart disease is preventable, diabetes is preventable at such high levels that when cancer is preventable. When someone comes from Japan, for instance, we know that females from Japan have such a lower risk of heart disease by like over 10x than Americans. And then we think maybe it's genetic. No can do, because when a female from Japan comes to America, they have a 9 times over risk of getting cancer, 9 times greater. That's pretty insane. Now, what's even more insane is you not taking action. Take action. You see these steps, apply them now. If you would like more help, which if you're watching this throughout this whole video, you probably could use more help. Okay? I've gotten help from all of these books. I've gotten help from all these different degrees I have on my wall, from all these teachers, and over 27 years of learning and applying these fitness and nutrition and be-do have, because I've realized that it's not just about the doing, and it's not just about the having, it's more about the being, changing your identity and your character shift to become the person who will do the thing that will have the perfect body, the perfect ability, and the perfect fitness level to be a superhero to their children. Because that to me is like the ultimate, that I am a superhero to my child, and I am a superhero to myself. I could walk for unlimited time, I could run, not necessarily for unlimited, but I could run a pretty long time compared to not being able to run around the block. When I was young, when I was a teenager, I couldn't run around the block. So if you know and admit to needing help, because the biggest thing that could stop you from knowing is thinking that you know. The biggest thing that could stop you from knowing is thinking that you know. So if you'd like to learn more, you could go over to ogfit.com, and I have a link to go to drkeithjlopez.com. I will put the link below. Yet Dr. Keith J. Lopez, don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't give you nothing, because I got another video for you there. Yet really, it's about clicking the link to be able to join me, to get the program, to get the course, to change the direction of your life. Each one of these steps is going to be mapped out and broken down for 3 action steps. And it's going to be a game changer. It's going to change your life in every single way you thought was possible. You're going to have a better love life, you're going to have a better job life, you're going to have a better family life, you're going to have a better friend life, you're going to respect yourself more and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, which is the most challenging exercise. But we're going to break down each one of these 9 steps with 3 action steps. And they're going to be the 9 steps to the spiritual secret system for fitness and nutrition that get you to total confident body appreciation. To love your body every day. Love the skin you're in. Ooh, I love you. Just be in such astonishing love with yourself, because you deserve it. You're worth it, and you got this. You're amazing. Thank you so much for your attention. It means the world to me. Have an amazing day.